Ron from Retaliation Resale, and today's vlog is a sourcing trip. So I talk about how I discover books, how I go out and get them, and you'll see what the daily haul was. Now, before I get into things, I'm going to ask you to please like, subscribe, and comment on the video, because when you do these things, it brings the video's attention to the YouTube channel. So that is what makes them recommended to other people, and that's how I grow the channel and how more people see this content. So if you like the information I'm handing out, please do those things. I would greatly appreciate it. And stick around to the end of the video, especially if you watched the last video, vlog number 2, because I'm going to have a giveaway at the end. So if you stick around to the end, you have a chance of winning a couple of goodies. So on that note, let's get started. Okay, last Tuesday, I had a physical therapy appointment because I have some tendonitis in my knee from work. So after work, I had an appointment. And what I did is I scheduled 2 trips on the way to my physical therapy, and then I scheduled the 3rd trip after my physical therapy appointment. And these were all in San Francisco. I scour the internet, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, Trash Nothing. There's a bunch of sites. There's a bunch of ways where you can find books on the internet. And I found 2 sources from Craigslist, and the 3rd was Facebook Marketplace. And what I do is, I've been sourcing books for about 6 months now. And I have a pretty good sense of what books might be profitable and which books aren't. So, sunset cooking books from the 1970s, those are a hard pass. But current fiction books, okay, some of those might be worth taking a shot at. And what I'll do is people will show the pictures in the listing, and then I'll use the fingers on the screen, I'll enlarge the photo, and I'll look that book up on Scout IQ or the Amazon reseller app and see what it's worth, if anything. And if I see that a couple of books are worth, $3, $4, okay, I know that that's a batch of books that I'm going to want. And I don't nickel and dime the people that are giving away the books. If somebody is giving away books, I just tell them I will take them all. So as soon as I see the notice on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or wherever it is I'm at, whatever site I'm on, I say, hey, if these books are still available, I will take them all. I get off work at 2:45 and I can pick them up then. So I'm giving them a time. I'm telling them, hey, I'm going to make this easy on you. Because if somebody has, let's say, 20 books, they don't want to, if it's a Tuesday, they don't want to hold 1 book for somebody on Saturday and maybe 2 books for somebody that might pick them up on Friday after work, because they don't know if these people are going to pick them up. People are flaky. But if you say, hey, I can pick up all of these books, give them a time, and say, if you still have these books, I will take them all. I can pick them up at 2:45 or whatever time it is. I just need your address. This way, there's not a lot of going back and forth. Oh, which books do you want? What time can you be there? And then, you're trying to figure out a range. This way, just keep it simple. If you still have these books, I can pick them all up at 2:45. I just need your address. And they usually write back, oh, sorry, I've given them away, or I promised them to somebody else, in which case, okay, you lost out. There's nothing you can do about that. But usually, if they're still available, they say, great, this is my address, or, here's my number, text me when you get close, and I'll bring them down and leave them on my stoop so nobody steals them, which is a nice thing. If you live in a major metropolitan area, you kind of have to worry about a little theft. I've found that about 75% of the people that give away books are women, so sometimes they're a little reluctant to give you their address. So they'll say, oh, meet me at the laundromat on the corner of, whatever it is, 19th and Guerrero. and that's fine too. Now, I check the internet a lot. I get up at 4:30 for work, so before work, I check the internet. I check during the break. I check lunch. So I don't want to get in trouble at work, but when it's break time, I'm leaving messages and I'm sourcing, doing all I can. Now, I do have a partner. My partner, Linda, who edits videos, used to be a rideshare driver. And she hasn't been driving since the pandemic because she doesn't want to run the risk of getting sick. And I don't blame her. Nobody wants, nobody wants the big C, as they say. So she also checks the internet, and it's nice because we communicate. She will source books during the day, so she'll go down. I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area, but she'll go down to the peninsula, San Mateo, Redwood City, Palo Alto, the land of Stanford, and even Cupertino, Mountain View, the land of Apple and Google and Facebook and all that. And we'll communicate back and forth with each other. So she'll tell me, hey, pick these up, because she knows my schedule, pick these up at 3 o'clock. And she'll give me the address. And she'll give me all the information. So sometimes I use her as a source, or sometimes I say, hey, I've got 3 shipments of books I'm picking up. Don't count on me for anything this afternoon. And she'll be like, okay. Now, I'm going to show you the ads that I responded to. And I'm going to scan the books in front of you, and we're going to do the time lapse, or we'll speed it up really quick, and where it does that kind of thing. And I'll put the good books off to the side. So you'll see, out of all the books I got, was it worth it? Wasn't it worth it? And you can kind of judge for yourself and kind of see what I do and improve upon that. Do some of the things I do, or don't do some of the things I do, depending on how that all works out. So let's get to it. All right, I'm going to pause this for a second, readjust the camera, because I'm shooting this in the little bathroom sink storage area. So we'll make it a little more scenic, and we'll take it from there. Okay. Okay, I am back with the summary. And the first shipment, the first box, there were 16 books. And this was the free box that the woman left outside She had some furniture and some other items. And it took 4 days from the time that she listed these books to the time where she actually put them outside. And I'll show you the Facebook marketplace text. But initially we sort of went back and forth, and she said, okay, I'm going to put these outside today. But she never sent me her address. She never followed up. And then I got a message later. So I think what happened is she intended to put everything outside, and it didn't happen. Maybe she needed some help with the furniture or whatever. And so it happened at a later date. But she did and ended up sending me a DM saying that this is the address. I put all the stuff outside. You can come and get it. So I walked up. There's a big box. It says free. It's the box with all the DVDs in it. I haven't scanned those yet. I'll do that later. It's going to take some time and some research. But that box, there were 16 books, and there was only one that I could use. But still, 1 out of 16, I rounded up for the purposes of the video. That's 6%. And as I said in the other videos, basically, you scan books to get through the bad ones so you can, then have the good ones left, and those are the ones you're going to keep. So only 5% of the books that you scan are going to be good on average. And even though I had this big old box and there were 16 books, only one of them was good. That's 6%. The second box that I got, also from a nice woman, there were 21 books, and almost half, 10 out of 21 of those were good. So 48% of those books were good, which is unheard of. That's just awesome. That's, super duper with a side of awesome sauce, as I will say sometimes. And the second batch, it was just a bag of books. But there were 8 books. One was good. That's 13%. So all total, 12 books. 12 out of 45 that I got were good. And that makes it 27%. Just a phenomenal percentage. That's great. It's way above average. So if you can do that every sourcing trip, you're going to be doing quite well, my friends. So, so let's break it down. Hopefully with the editing, I'll show you the ad for the free books. That's the one that was only 1 out of 16. But let's cover that book, because it was this book, I Want My MTV. So if you remember the dawn of MTV, that was the saying. All the rock stars would get on and go, I want my MTV. I remember Pete Townsend from The Who saying that. But this book has this mark. It's a remainder mark, which means it can't be returned to the publisher because it was discounted. There's no dust jacket. There's no barcode. That's because the barcode's on the dust jacket. This has no dust jacket. I don't know if you can see, but it's got marks all over it. So normally this book would be $8.56 on that $8.56 profit, selling it for $19.20. And that's why I don't like to go over prices, because people say, oh, look, this is a $9 book, but it's not. It's basically, what did I come up with? You're going to profit of $2.60 something, because they have it selling for $19.20 in good condition. This is not a good condition book. You're going to have to sell this as acceptable. And so instead of selling it for $19.20, you're selling it for $12.28, and the profit on that is, I can't read my writing, but it's $2.60 something. Still worth selling because you have the book, it's free, and that's profit after you send it in. Scout IQ accounts for postage, so they know it's a little thicker book, but that's in the formula. So the second batch of books was the Craigslist ad from the nice woman. I showed up, and there were 10 books, and I'll go over those because there's something interesting on those as well. There's a couple things. First book, let's see. Well, there's one, it's 711 profit, 537 profit, 333, 214, 428, 417, 1291, 1144, 1273. The interesting thing was there's one book, it was I think I got the right book. Well, actually, it doesn't matter. But it originally came up as $107.76 profit because the book sold for $135.94. However, this is why you need to be careful. And again, why I do not like to quote prices. A lot of booksellers, if they have a lot of books, use a repricer, and it's an automatic tool that adjusts the prices of their books. Books change depending on supply and demand. Well, all the other books were selling in the 60s, around $61.74. And if you sold it for that price, the profit is $44.69. But right after that, it jumps from $61.74 to $107.76. And if there's 4 or 5 books for sale at $61.74, nobody is going to buy one for $107.76. It wasn't listed as FBA, it was listed just normal, by the book, add shipping. So you can't believe everything that you read. So again, you have to use common sense, you have to do a little work, but all total, the profit on all those books was $108.16. I think I did it twice. One, it was $108.16, and one I got $108.17. I wasn't going to do it a third time just to figure out, that I was off by a penny. So it doesn't matter. The second book, $3.24 profit on a book that sells for $11.96. So all total, we're looking at approximately $113, $115, somewhere in there. Just doing it in my head. A great haul for about 45 minutes worth of work. I was going to my physical therapy anyway. I didn't have to pay extra for gas. Now, a couple of things. This book I showed you, The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat. Okay, this corner is missing. It's dog-eared. There's water damage. You can see the staining here and the staining here. You can't sell this book. Okay, if you try to sell this as acceptable, you'll get a complaint. You could get your account deactivated. It's just not worth it. Don't do it. The other thing too is I like to do a thing where I go over a book that I like or something that catches my fancy. I was really surprised that this book didn't have any worth. This is Nick Cave from Australia. He was in a band called The Birthday Party. Later went on to have Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. Saw him a couple of times in concert. Just a phenomenal show. He's an author, wrote this book called And the Ass Saw the Angel. I went to a book signing. I got him to sign it. Really interesting guy. Unfortunately, he had a son that, I don't want to say died of an overdose, but I think he was on acid and basically was tripping so hard that he walked off a cliff and he died. So, sad story. Great tormented artist. I really like his music a lot. And this will be a giveaway. It's the complete lyrics 1978 to 2001. So what I'm going to do is at the end of this video, leave a comment and let me know what book you want, because last week I ran out of memory and I had to make some adjustments. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish up this sourcing trip vlog, and I was basically doing a book giveaway, and I'm going to do a 3-book giveaway. I was talking about the Nick Cave book. It's his lyrics, the complete lyrics 1978 to 2001. So leave a comment. If you leave a comment and say, hey, I'm interested in the Nick Cave book. And also from last week, We did Pussy Riot about the feminist punk collective from Russia. So if you're interested in this book, leave a message as well. And the other book we talked about was 99 Ways to Make a Pipe. So if you're interested in this book, leave a comment. Books will go out. I will pay postage as long as you live in the continental United States. And if you live in Hawaii and Alaska, I'd probably send it to you there too. But can't really do international overseas, so sorry about that, folks. But check those books out. I'll put the Nick Cave, I'll put the ISBN in the description. And leave a comment if you want me to talk about something. I'm going to do a video sometime in the future about a library sale I went to with $25,000 books that was for free. I've got an estate sale that I'm going to talk about. How to spot counterfeit books is on the horizon as well. So there's quite a few in the future, but let me know what you're interested in. Sorry, I'm a little mumbly. And that's it. So stay safe and be careful. I hope you learned something. And see you next vlog. All right. Take care.